What's up, guys? Have not made a video in a minute, but I was already reacting to this video a little bit, and I just wanted to explain like why. I'm not trying to glaze, but this is gonna be a kind of a glazing video, kind of. Even though I disagree with ABBA on some things. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have disagreed with, I think one point he said he's like, whether or not streaming is harder than working. Like, streaming is hard, but a lot of people, this is besides the point. Summarize the thing I disagreed on. Streaming is hard if you're not that kind of person who can do it. I've done a 24-hour live stream before, and that shit is hard. Doing that shit is not easy. Yeah, you're getting paid a lot of money, but that's because there's high demand for it. If there was high demand for being a garbage man, then I'm pretty sure you'd fucking be working extra hard on that bitch. But I'm not saying one's easier, one's hard. I think they're both pretty hard. One's physically hard, the other one's mentally hard, but I would say they're both hard in their own way. The video is damn ABBA is fake. So I think he's gonna summarize that he had a debate with ABBA. I'm gonna like run through this video a little bit quicker than normal because I don't want to go too long, but
I cannot say that I saw this coming.
I haven't seen the whole video, by the way, so I'm gonna just shut the fuck up. If he says something that's wrong, I'm gonna point it out right away.
Look like ABBA made a follow-up video to our debate the other day. It was red pill to me, but it's ABBA ain't no stranger to doing the extra, so I'm wondering.
Bro, this is his job, bro. Of course he's gonna fucking do a follow-up on this, bro. What do you expect?
What the angle is, bro? Cause I mean, I ain't.
You didn't have to do a follow-up to this video. You could have just let it be, and that's it. You gotta respect the hustle.
Taking anything negative from that experience, I thought it was a pretty cordial 31 minutes.
I reacted to it. It was not good.
Do you agree that there's a lot of parents?
It was not good. It was not good. For Stevie was saying crazy shit.
Who neglect those children?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that those kids should suffer because they have bad parents?
No.
Okay,
I don't think they should, but bad shit happens.
On to the next point.
And there's so many people that die from car accidents, bro. It's bad up shit happens. Like, we can't save everybody. We can't save everybody, bro.
Just because bad things happen doesn't mean we don't try, though. And I was gonna say this as well. I've watched this video and it's true, yeah. Bad things happen, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to always be better in all aspects. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Like, it's just what we feel inside is the correct thing to do. People just do this all the time. Somebody fucking dies and they're gonna say the same thing. Somebody dies in a car accident. They're obviously gonna look, oh, what was the reason why? Assuming they're not drunk. Oh, fucking one of the bolts came loose. Oh, this model tends to have loose bolts. They're gonna tighten up the bolts, or they're gonna find a way. They'll put like a bolt cover up or something, or they'll have a bolt sensor. They'll invent a thing to prevent that same thing from happening again.
Like, it is.
But just because
If there's a drunk guy, they obviously have laws to prevent people that are drunk from drinking. So obviously they have a punishment, but really, other than that, all you can really do is, if you are making cars, I guess in the future you could make the car fucking, I don't know, do a sobriety test on you or some shit. I don't know.
can't save everybody doesn't mean we don't try.
I'm advocating for kids to take advantage of the surplus of food available to them in different ways that it is.
Yeah.
It's not on somebody to do it, bro. Like, you know, you're shitty parents. I get it, dog. This life. Life is fucking.
Wait, what the fuck did he just say?
Some shit happens. Like, we can't save everybody. We can't save everybody, bro. Like, it is.
But just because we can't save everybody doesn't mean we don't try.
I'm advocating for kids to take advantage of the surplus of food available to them in different ways that it is.
Yeah.
It's not on somebody to do it, bro. Like,
Well, that's kind of being dishonest, because it's like, do you just expect children to know this? No, this is obviously on the parent who has to tell them or give them the food, right? And then on top of that, the school is giving you food for free. But now, in some cases, some of these schools, you gotta pay. Or you gotta, like, have your parent register you in the program so that you could get free food.
You know, you're shitty parents. I get it, dog. This life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but
The lack of empathy is crazy, bro. This guy has literally no empathy.
From Night Talk, he reached out to me to have a discussion after he covered our Kurt video a while back. There's like two parts that really like threw me off a lot.
There should be free school lunch for all children.
No.
Why?
Of course not. Because parents should feed their kids, not the government.
What if they can't?
Let's go get a job.
Yo, and then it's crazy. Nah, this is an evil take, by the way.
A child? You
No,
want
the
child
parents should go get the job. You are dumb, dude.
And you hear the people in the back. The parents! He means the parents!
Don't give me this stuff. First of all, this is really...
I want children to eat?
Of course I do. Show me a single child in America going hungry. Doesn't exist. It does not exist. We have a child obesity problem.
So I'm like, if you just Google it, what he said.
Okay, so Stevie's about to read this. In the U.S., around 13 to 14 million children experience food insecurity in recent years, with 1 in 5 children lacking consistent access to enough food. This condition, known as food insecurity, means families don't have reliable access to enough food. The number has seen a significant increase, with 2022 data showing a rise in child food insecurity, reversing previous declines. Now, Stevie obviously doesn't know this. I've reacted a little bit into this. It kind of fucking annoys me because it's like, bro, if you don't know what a word means, just fucking Google search it. And if you search up, you know, what food insecurity is, it's essentially, don't mind this, I'm fucking looking into like One Piece shit at the same time. So what does starving mean? Starving means the body. So food insecurity, just break down the word. Insecure, not secure. They don't have a secure food source. So what does that mean? They don't have a consistent food source. Boom. Like, I didn't even have to Google search the word, because I'm like, insecurity. That just means it's not secure, not consistent. They don't have a consistent amount of food. Starving. So what does starving mean? So does starving mean dying? Because Stevie just can't seem to like wrap his head around the fact that starving doesn't mean, like, I think he thinks it means dying. Because it's like, oh, starving and insecurity doesn't mean the same thing. Does starving mean dying? Not necessarily, but it can. Starving means the body is severely deprived of food and nutrients over a prolonged period. If this continues without intervention, it can lead to death, but the word itself doesn't automatically mean someone is dying. What starvation really means: early stages, the body uses stored fat and muscle for energy. You may feel weak, dizzy, and irritable. Prolonged starvation, organs begin to fail, immune system collapse, and mental function deteriorates. End stage, without food, the body eventually shuts down. This is when starvation leads to death. So these are all the stages of starvation. It doesn't just mean dead. It doesn't just mean, oh, 5 days passed, dead. Hunger is important distinctions. Hunger is temporary feeling of needing food, is a critical long-term lack of nutrition. Malnutrition can occur even if someone eats but lacks essential nutrients. If you're asking a metaphorical, no, we're not asking. Starvation is a gradual process, and how long it takes to die from it depends on several factors, including access to water, body composition, and overall health. Here's what the research shows. So body composition. A child is already like a half a human. Or a third or a fourth of a fucking human. Right? And then that might even change compared to a girl or a boy. Those things might also matter as well. And then the overall health of the child might also matter. You don't know what they have. So Survival without food. Without water but no food, most people can survive up to 3 weeks. Right? This is assuming an adult, if I'm correct. Without food and water, death can occur in 3 to 5 days, especially in hot climates. Body fat. So factors that influence survival: body fat and muscle mass. More reserves can prolong survival. So children don't have more muscle mass than an adult. Body fat, that unless they're like a fat, child, which they're obviously suffering from malnutrition, they wouldn't have body fat and they wouldn't have the ability to grow muscle compared to most adults. Children suck at growing muscle. Hydration. Water is critical. Without it, organ failure happens quickly. Depending on how much this kid is actually drinking clean water. By the way, faucet water is not good for you either. Can cause a bunch of other problems. Health conditions, illnesses, or metabolic disorders can shorten survival time. Environment. Extreme temperatures accelerate dehydration and energy loss. What happens during starvation? Phase 1. 1 through 2 days, body uses glycogen stores for energy. Phase 2. 2 to 10 days, fat becomes the main energy source. Phase 3. 10 plus days, body breaks down muscle and organs to survive. Kid already has very little muscle. This is assuming an adult. I'm assuming. Because realistically, if it's a child, body breaks down muscle. Obviously, kid doesn't have very much muscle to begin with. Fat becomes the main energy source. He's already malnourished. So these two stages are like affected drastically higher. Body uses glycogen stores for energy. There's a sugar. They're already malnourished. So most of these things will probably increase for a child. And then these are adults that survived many days. So that's the essential, like, if you just search up food insecurity,
It's a blatant lie.
it's essentially the same thing. It is essentially
It
the
does not
same
exist. We have a
thing.
child obesity problem.
So I'm like, if you just Google it,
With 1 in 5 children lacking consistent access to enough food. Right? So let's say a child's eating bread and water. How long will that realistically last a child? I don't know. Right? But realistically, it's not the best amount of nutrition. Like, that kid won't last long. So that is literally starving. You're starving that child. Stevie, if you watch this video, if you're only eating bread and water, that is still starving the child. The kid is malnourished. He's only getting like 2 things. Water. Like, yeah, he might last like 40 days with just water and fucking bread. Maybe, assuming if he's a strong child. But you're practically starving the child of like good nutrition. Not getting no sugar, no meat, no protein, no iron, no calcium. That kid's not gonna last long. Kid's gonna die, and you're gonna be like, oh, but what he died from? It wasn't starvation. That's essentially starvation. If you did a water, I feel like the only argument, like, let's say if I was arguing this, it'd be like, oh, but is drinking water starving? Yes. You have to define starving as you're not getting enough food. Food is obviously variant based. You're not just gonna consume one food, right? You gotta have your vegetables, your meats, your carbs, right? You gotta have your sugars, right? Food is multivariant. It's not just one fucking food. If you gave a kid only Oreos and water, and you expect them to live off of that, motherfucker, I don't expect that kid to last a month. He'll be dead within, I think, 2-3 weeks. If all you ate was Oreo and water for fucking bro, you would be sick. You would be rushed to the hospital. You would die. You would not live long. That is starving someone. If you gave somebody, like, let's say, meat and water, yeah, they could live a long time. Because meat is more nutrient dense. It has a lot more nutrients. It's not just one nutrient.
what he said is a blatant lie. But this smugness
Exist. We have a child obesity problem.
So I'm like,
What's the other thing that this says? Means families don't have, yeah. Number has.
what he said is a blatant lie. But the smugness with which he said that
says in the U.S. around 13 to 14 million children experienced food insecurity in recent years, with 1 in 5 children lacking consistent access to enough food. This condition, known as food insecurity, means families don't have reliable access to enough food, and a rise in child food. Kids are starving. Previous declines. But where in that does it say kids are starving?
And that's the problem. He doesn't understand that starving just means, in this case, the kid's not eating enough food. And that's a problem. Because now, if you don't know, again, if the kid's only eating peanut butter and jelly sandwich and water, that kid, I don't see him living long. If he lives past a year, I'd be impressed. A year, I'd be impressed.
You can't be.
Because in my opinion, that's starving. If a scientist says, well, you're not technically starving, it's like, motherfucker, a peanut butter jelly sandwich and water, that's like borderline, you're not eating anything, really.
Switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely.
Yes, you can switch words. I forget the fucking, what is the word? Let me see.
Welcome back. Let's dive right back into the conversation.
What is the word that means other words, but is not the same word?
Ah, you're looking for a term like synonym.
There you go. Yes, Stevie, it's called a synonym. A synonym. A synonym. I don't know how to spell it, so I'll let this shit correct me. Oh, I was very close. Oh wait, did I spell it correctly? Woohoo! I'm a genius. A synonym is a word that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. For example, happy, cheerful, joyful, content, fast, quick, speedy, rapid, smart, intelligent, clever, bright. Wow, Stevie, did you know? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but bro, you're like 30. How do you not know this? Did you not go to school? My G, it's a synonym. Like, words mean certain words. Yes. Joyful, happy, all same shit. It's slightly, oh, well, joyful means slightly more happier. It's like
different than starving. Where in that does it say kids are starving?
Like here, you're just trying to be right. This is like a I assume he's being honest. I assume you're being honest, bro.
We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely.
It's not switching out words. Learn what words mean, Stevie. Fuck, man, this shit gets me kind of angry. Cause it's like, bro, there's so many people like this on the planet. Mad people like this. Food insecurity. Insecure. Not secure. Not consistent. They don't have a consistent amount of food. So that means that kid's probably eating once a day or once every other day. What do you think that's gonna do to a child? Oh, well, you know, fucked up shit just happened. So, shit just happened. Like, that kid's gonna fucking die, bro. He's not gonna live. If they can't afford. Now, granted, okay, you're going to school. The food is the best that I guess the government can do. Even though I don't think that's true.
Starving. That was the question posed in that debate with Kirk. And even with.
Don't try to sound smart now, bro, because you don't even. I don't think you know what a synonym is.
This topic. I mean, I haven't seen where.
I'm not trying to be mean, but it is kind of pissing me off. I'll be honest. It kind of annoys the shit out of me because this is like, bro, this is children we're talking about. Like, you were once a fucking child. I can tell Stevie did not struggle. Either that or I don't know. There's just no way a human, like, I can understand why Charlie Kirk can't understand it, because obviously he probably comes from a rich family.
Bro, but
guys talking about get a job. My nigga, your job is to speak bullshit. I think does Charlie Kirk even have a degree? Isn't he a college dropout like me? Did Charlie Kirk finish college? I spelled that wrong, but In fact, he never attended at all. He graduated from high school but chose to work higher and to focus on politics. This guy's a fucking bum. What are we talking about here? Go, hey. The guy who has no job telling you to get a job. Get a job, bro. What work has Charlie Kirk done in his life? This guy gets paid for his YouTube channel, his podcast. This guy's Steve Jobs. He's a commentator, founder of conservative organization. That just means he talks. Founder of Turning Point USA is a nonprofit that promotes conservative. That's not a job. You're not getting paid for this. Known for organizing events like for creating viral social media content. Regular speaker. This guy's just a talker. All he does is talk. This guy didn't work at McDonald's. Like, if he worked at McDonald's or something, I would have been like, sure. But the guy gets paid to speak. To speak.
This video was one of the...
And yes, I did say streaming is hard. Talking is hard. Don't get me wrong. To talk well is hard. Especially consistently. For hours on end. But when you're talking bullshit and you don't know what you're talking about, bro, anybody can do that, bro. It's hard still to talk bullshit. Even if I was talking mumbo jumbo for 10 hours straight. That's hard. Don't get me wrong. That's still hard. I do agree. That is hard. But it's like, bro, you can't say go get a job when your job is literally talking bullshit and you don't know what you're talking about. You're just saying what you believe and people give you money for free, or they watch your videos which gives you money.
Discussing a different topic, trying to highlight him as disgusting. So like, we're moving.
That is disgusting in my opinion. He just told people go get jobs and he has no job. His job is to speak. That's it. And he gets paid for it because of the content. He's literally, and what do I mean when I say he's Steve Jobs? Bro, think about it. Steve Jobs just told people shit. They listened. He's the manager. He's the guy who founded McDonald's. Like, he's not the guy who created McDonald's. He's the guy who founded. Founded just means, if I'm correct, I could be wrong. Founded just means you made that shit big. You didn't create that bitch. Maybe it means you created that bitch. I think the movie of the McDonald's brothers, I think it's called The Founder. Or some bullshit like that. And like, the guy, he just takes the fucking shit away from them. Or he's the speaker, he's the promoter, he's the guy with the ideas. Like, he's not the educated guy. He doesn't need to be educated. He could just say whatever the fuck he wants to say. As long as it makes you money. Just because you make money doesn't make you smart either, by the way, so...
Discussing a different topic. But
yeah, in this topic, yeah, you're being disgusting. You're being disgusting. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Hopefully he doesn't take... You know what, I'm gonna wait before I get ahead of what's going on here, man, because he may address it. But yeah, it says food insecurity, bro. It doesn't say people starving. No, let me ask ChatGPT and see how many people are actually starving in America, because I don't even need to look up the stat. I know. I'm 99.9% sure that
you're wrong. That's crazy. This is why confidence is the killer of fucking of dumb people.
we do not have a starving.
And everybody's dumb. I could be dumb too. I could definitely make this mistake 100%. But everybody's dumb. But right now you're being dumb, bro. You're being dumb. It's okay. It's okay. I'm dumb too.
They're a child. You know what? I ain't gonna leave it open like that. How many children are starving? I'm trying to be objective about this. I don't want to have a leading question into, my bias.
Just say how many children are starving in America. That's it. It's the same shit.
Like, how many children?
You just wrote the same thing.
From starving in America.
Bro, if you would have said how many children are starving in America, it's the same shit.
So, short answer, about 13 to 14 million children in the U.S. live in food insecure households in 2023. What the fuck does food insecure mean? A bit more.
Insecure again. I'll say it again, Stevie. Insecure, not secure, right? Insecure, not secure, not consistent. Food that's not consistent in households, roughly 1 in 5 children. Just break down the word.
Detail on what those words mean. Most official counts use the term food insecure, not the clinical word starving. Food insecurity means a household sometimes lacked enough money or resources or other resources for adequate food. It ranges from worrying about running out of food to skipping meals. According to USDA, ERS, and major anti-hunger groups, nearly 14 million children live in a food insecure household in 2023. That represented about 1 child in 5 experiencing some level of food insecurity during the year. Local conditions vary a lot. Some countries and communities have much higher child food insecurity rates. Important distinction: starving describes severe malnutrition and is relatively rare in the U.S.
Says relatively rare. Do you know what constitutes as rare? Rare could be like 1 in 100. But anywhere from, it could be like 1 in 50. It could be, right? Like if you just, what constitutes rare, right? Like it's gonna change. I have not searched this up, but I have searched this up in like video game terms, because I'm a guy who's interested in like rare items and shit like that. What constitutes as rare in a number ratio? It's like, yeah, okay, in casual terms, 1 in 100. So let's say how many children? Mind you, this is me being like technically dishonest. I'm technically giving you the benefit of the doubt if I did this, right? I'm giving you the benefit. Let's say Stevie's correct, right? Like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Let's just assume it's 1 in 100. I'll do 1 in 1,000. How many children are in the United States? Basic math. You could search this up very quick. Just search it up. Calculator. Okay. So there's 70.9 million children. Okay, you pull out the calculator. 7, 9. Boom. I'm not smart, right? Divide that by 100. That will give you 700,000 children that are starving, right? That's assuming we're going by the 1 in 100. Realistically, it's probably the 14 million that they said to like 13 million, because malnourished is essentially starvation, depending on the case. So again, if the child's only eating water and bread, I could say, oh, my child's eating. So children represent 20% of the U.S. total population. So I could still argue that 14 million children are like starving, because realistically, if this kid is only eating peanut butter jelly sandwich and milk, it's like, okay, that's not that good. Like they're practically starving them.
Larger measurable problem is
Especially if you're only eating that once. Like if you just search up how many times should a child eat a day? How many meals, I guess? How many times should a child eat a day? It's gonna say like 2, 3, right? 3 meals, right? And 2 to 3 healthy snacks per day. So eat 3 main meals and 2, 3 healthy snacks per day. So breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, optional evening snack for active kids or teens. Breakfast. So let's assume your breakfast is pancake, egg, and bacon. Okay, not bad. He getting some sugar in there with the pancake, if I'm correct, because he's gonna have like some maybe syrup. I think pancake itself is already like, it's gonna break down into sugar eventually, if I'm correct. bacon. He got some protein there. It's not the best. He got some fats in the bacon. And then he got some egg, cholesterol. He's gonna get some more protein. Morning snack. I don't know, maybe carrots and like some veggies. Lunch. Okay, he's gonna have to eat like maybe an apple or something, and fucking maybe he eats a PB&J. Dinner. This dinner should be like your heaviest meal. So if I told you a kid is not getting breakfast, he's getting dinner, or no, he's not getting dinner or breakfast. And mind you, I used to technically live like this. I would not eat breakfast. I wouldn't have morning snack. I would eat bread and milk. I would drink milk and chocolate milk, and then I would have dinner. And my dinner had like most of my meal, essentially, like, okay, like rice, beans. Beans got iron in it, protein. I get more meat from whatever chicken meat my mom was making, and I love salad. I love salad. I would love broccoli. I would fucking eat the fuck out of it. Now I mean my dinners are better, but I wish I would have ate better as a kid, because I feel like I would have grown taller. I would have been way stronger. So mind you, I didn't get this. And I didn't get this. I maybe ate snacks. Actually, what I would eat, now I remember. I ate like a chocolate bar in the morning. Lunch, maybe I eat bread and milk. If they had it. Or pizza. Which their pizza's not that good. Fucking, but I ate that bitch because shit gave me stomach aches every single time. Dinner is the only thing that was consistent. But thank God I got dinner. Now imagine a kid doesn't get these two, right? Doesn't get dinner or the snack. Doesn't get this snack. Just gets lunch. No morning snack, no breakfast. Just lunch. Imagine what that would fucking do to that kid. Fucking, no. No, bro. I would be surprised if 1 in 5 children are surviving. Because that's crazy.
Missing meals, cutting portion sizes, or not having reliable
Missing meals is big for children.
access to nutritious food. Surveys show many parents skip or reduce their own meals to feed children, so child hunger is a serious.
That's another problem too that we're not even taking into account. The parent is starving just to feed the child.
Public health and developmental issue, even if full clinical starvation is uncommon. I mean, so we're talking about two different things, but you know,
no, it's not two different things. Clinical starvation, again, he's assuming that it means like you're dead, like you're dying, like you're right on the precipice of like beep, like flat, like no, that's not what it means.
you know, for the sake of the argument, I guess.
Like if you, again, it's gonna say the same shit. Clinical, what is clinical starvation? If you just search it up. First, a state in which the body is severely deprived of essential nutrients. If you just ate bread and water, you'd fucking die. Like you're still clinically starving yourself. Stevie, you hurt my head. It's not just about feeling hungry. It's a danger that can lead to organ failure and immune. Like, this happens if you just eat fucking like a snack a day. Like, that's crazy. I don't understand why. Just search it up. It's killing me inside.
Point he's trying to make, man, but that wasn't the question.
Abba should have fucking done better too. Honestly, I would have searched it up. I would have sent him the links. I would have been like, here. Look at it. It doesn't just malnutrients, and then explain it to him. If a kid's eating bread and water, you think he's gonna live? Yes, I think he's gonna live. Boom, here. Malnutrients can cause starvation. Oh, okay. I didn't know. If he wants to still argue that shit, bro, just leave. Leave. He's trolling. He's not understanding, bro. It's like the guy with the pound of feathers and a pound of fucking metal. It's like, bro, it's It's the same shit. What don't you understand? It hurts. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I don't want to do this. I'm done. I'm gonna give you this point, and then I'm out.
To Kurt, like, we don't have a starvation problem. You know what I mean, skipping meals, not getting.
We don't have a starvation problem. We just have a malnourished problem, which causes starvation clinically. Because it literally says it right here. Body is severely deprived of essential nutrients. That would be getting malnourished. Jesus Christ.
The nutritious meals, bodies require. That's another conversation. But at the same time, we talking about schools providing the foods, and I don't know how familiar y'all are with the actual food that these public schools get.
Shit is trash.
Cafeteria, bro. It ain't the highest of quality, right? And that's a whole different conversation, bro. But anyway, I want to continue before I start nitpicking this shit like crazy.
But what he said is a blatant lie. But the smugness with which he said that stuff, he's like, well, the parents should pay it. Well, we all know there's bad parents out there. We all know there's like parents who neglect their kids, parents who go on drugs, whatever it could be. And Stevie was like aggressively defending the stance. Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve.
Food stamps. Another problem I had when I was watching this debate. Some people don't know this, but if you are an able-bodied human being in the United States of America, I'm gonna have to be very specific. I searched this up myself. You must work a job to get food stamps. If you are now handicapped, they give it to you. But depending on the circumstances, if you cannot prove with an actual, doctor's note, and then it takes time for you to get accepted into this, into this thing where you get food stamps. If you are an able-bodied human, you must work to get your food stamps. So now the problem is, can you get a job? The person struggling to get a job, what happens then, Stevie? Oh, well, they can't get food stamps then. Exactly, Stevie. Yes, you can't get food stamps if you don't work and you're an able-bodied person. You must technically work. Depending on the circumstances, you must work. You can search it up. I already searched this shit up. I've even asked my mom. My mom, who got food stamps, I recently asked her this. Literally the day that they had this argument. I'm like, Ma, can you get food stamps without... She's like, no, I have to work. But if you're handicapped, my mom, my mom's not handicapped. But obviously, she got the food stamps. Right? And then if you have children, that helps. Right? So if you have a dependent, right? If you have a dependent human being that relies on you, yeah, you get more money. And then Stevie's like, oh, I'm jealous. They be getting like $500-600. Motherfucker, do you know how much money you need to have a good, like realistically, most people, they don't know how to use that $500-600, and the education system's kind of like, failing us in this aspect. Food needs to be studied by every human. I don't give a fuck. That is my opinion. If you don't know how to feed a child, you should not be a parent. I'm sorry. Facts is facts. You don't know how to feed a child, you should not be a parent. I'm sorry. If you only know how to fucking make garbage, unhealthy food, or buy McDonald's, nah, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can live off McDonald's, but that shit's not good. I'll tell you that. That kid's gonna come out fucking not that smart. It's the truth. It's the sad truth. But anyways, moving on.
Starve in America. It's like 1% of households. What I say, starve. This is food insecurity.
Stevie, you're so smart. You know exactly what that shit means, man. Mind you, this is coming from a guy who just asked, what the fuck is food insecurity? Again, Stevie, food insecurity. Insecure, not secure, not consistent. Boom. You can do that with any word you don't know. Fucking training. Train doesn't actually mean train. means the process in which you are doing exercises.
Starving and food insecurity.
Exercising means the process in which you are training.
It's all the stat. It says starvation is extremely uncommon, extremely rare in America. New definition.
Holy shit.
New problem labeled food insecurity, which means you may not have adequate food available. You may skip meals. You're still eating. You're not starving. That's a different problem, man. So we're moving the goalpost. We're moving the goalpost.
Yeah, we're moving the goalpost, guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but we're moving the goalpost.
I wish we could have gotten this conversation during the debate and not trying to do this, you know, after the fact shit, man. But yeah, this is cap. All right, this is cap.
Like I guess technically a hunger issue, bro. But people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell.
But I remember just throwing me off because I'm like, what possesses an adult to look like a 7-year-old? And like I said, there's 14 million kids suffer from food scarcity. That means they don't know where they're gonna get their next meal. I went to school with niggas like that. Y'all didn't go to school with nobody who just sometimes they would show up and they didn't have a lunch, and the teacher would sometimes have to fill in if they would. But I remember some
I gotta
lunches.
say this again, bro. You clearly saw me state that there is no starvation problem.
You don't know what it means. Damn it, Stevie. You pissing me off. Fuck, man. Stevie, you think my fucking AC is popping up on the mic. Stevie, you don't know what the fuck that shit means, Stevie. You don't know. Give me the definition of starvation, Stevie. No disrespect, Stevie, but Stevie, you pissing me off. You getting me kind of angry, man.
In America,
Jesus.
children are not emaciated. When I'm talking about this,
Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Emaciated. Yo, if he can spell that, emaciated. Let me see. I spelled it wrong. Did I? Ooh, I spelled it right. Yeah, thin or weak, often due to or prolonged illness, is used to highlight visual skeletal fat loss where bones may protrude. No, nigga. I mean, like, this is a cause of starvation, right? Like, but this is not the main thing, though. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's crazy. That's a big word, by the way. Most people don't say that shit, like, ever. Like, bro, nobody says this word. Nobody says this word. But the fact he just said it, crazy. It's a big word, but it's not that hard to spell, is what I mean. Like, it's like saying, what's a good word? I can't think of any. But this is a big word. This is a big word. In my opinion, it's a big word. But yeah, like, yes, the cause of it is starvation, but that means the person is not dead. Like, it's crazy that he can understand that the person that's emaciated is not dead. He's thinking that, you know how many people who are emaciated and aren't dead? A lot. A lot of people. A lot of people can be emaciated and not die. And that's starving. So if he can understand that, why can't he understand that food like, I don't think he has the picture in his head of this child in Africa who's asking for a quarter so he can fucking eat. Yeah, that kid is starving, but the children in America who are also eating bread and water, that kid's also starving. Just because you don't see the kid fucking thin as bones doesn't mean he's not starving.
Thinking of the likes of famine, you know what I mean? Skinny extremities, popped out bellies, really starving. People in America do not know what starving feels like. We don't suffer from that. Anyway.
The kids didn't get shit. They used to have to eat out of other kids' boxes.
Here, you're it's crazy too, because in this same debate, Stevie's like, but how do you know? You can't speak for everybody and say that Charlie Kirk's a Christian, which Abba didn't add this, but he said in the comment section down below. In the first sentence of this video, he literally says, I am Christian. So it's like, in this clip, he literally says, I'm Christian. And then he's like, how do you know? people wouldn't know if they're having an argument. Oh, well, if someone else watched that video, they wouldn't know that he's good. Nigga, he said he's Christian in the first second, but Abba didn't realize until the end. So,
And you know, people are like, oh, what's wrong with skipping a meal? When you're in development, it's bad. It stunts their growth. Their academic scores are lower on average as well.
It is hard to believe, but a government report out tonight says more than 17 million American children don't know where their next meal is coming from. Many count on school food.
how many did he say?
Academic scores are lower on average as well.
It is hard to believe, but a government report out tonight says more than 17 million American children don't know where their next meal.
Damn, 17 million. 17. That's a lot of children, bro. What is that? That's like. All right, search up. That's like 70. That's like. Ooh, that's like what? That's 21% of children. That's a lot of children. Nah, but Stevie's gonna be like, they're not starving. They're just not getting enough food. There's a difference. It's not like they're... Look, I'll put it to you this way, in basic terms. Dying faster and dying slower than that guy who's dying faster than you is still dying. Getting sick and getting sick slowly is still getting sick. Starving and starving slower than the guy who's starving much quicker than you is still starving. It's the same shit. There's levels to this shit. It's not just black, white, nigga. That's it. No gray. It's just black, white. It's not like that, bro. It's not like that. Really, it is not like that. There's good, bad, but then there's like, kind of good, but he's not more good than that guy that's over there that's good. And then there's bad, but it's not like, he's not that bad. He's bad, but he's not that bad.
Coming from. Many count on school food programs. But what happens now that school is out?
And then afterwards,
Dead. Oh man, they suffering. That's crazy. Thank God they got these programs. They got summer school programs too. But that doesn't last too long. That's like 5 weeks.
he's like, well,
If homeless or hungry,
Like
they
5,
go get
7
some
weeks.
fucking food, dog. Food stamps, bro. The homeless don't go hungry, bro. They can go get a meal if they want to get a meal.
You know how many people have fucking died? Like, granted, again, there's like a bunch of, like, I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at his ignorance. It's willfully ignorant. It's like, it's crazy. So, this guy thinks there's nobody that's you know, starving. Of course there are. Right? Of course there are. There's definitely people that are starving. 100%. Yes, they can go get a meal. But what happens when meals run out? You think you have enough to feed every homeless? Get the fuck out of here, bro. This is not even an argument. This is like crazy. Like, okay, let's say an area, right? This homeless guy has no car. He has no money for the bus. Nothing, right? Let's say there's enough food to feed 10,000 people. And there's over 100,000 homeless people. If I'm correct, there's like mad homeless people. Right? Like, mad by, what? I think it's like 10 million. Let me see. How much homeless people? I think it's California. It has a lot, right? Let's use California. Because I know California has a homeless problem. How much homeless people does California have? Let's just take into account California. Okay, 100,000. Let's say, obviously, this is all spread out throughout California, right? Counts of 2020 of the national homeless population, 66% are unsheltered, meaning they live in a place not meant for habitation, streets, vehicles, camping. Veteran homelessness dropped by 8%. Youth homelessness also saw a notable decline. Major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego report the highest concentrations. Dang. Why so high? Well, lack of affordable housing is one of them. Yep. High cost of living. Yep. Same shit. Mental health, substance abuse issues, yes, this is a problem. And shelter capacity, yep, also a problem. So, okay. You saw how many homeless people that, like, well, you guys maybe haven't seen it, but I've seen that shit. It's like boatloads. Like, you had Donald Trump saying, like, oh, actually, no. That was a guy doing an impersonation of Donald Trump. But if he did say that shit, it sounded like something he would say. But yes, that, like, let's just go with my argument. Let's say they only have enough food, which realistically, to feed 1,000 people would be, I think, the most realistic, for free. And I think that's a high amount of food. What about the other, like, 1,000 people that are also hungry? It's like you're assuming like 2,000. Mind you, this is just 100,000. This is just almost 200,000. You think all of these guys are eating every single day? No, this is like barely. I would say if I had a guess, which I don't have to guess, I'd say maybe less than half. I would say like 20, 30 maybe are not like eating every day. Maybe it could be more. Like 20 to 30%, I would say, are not eating every day. They're getting what they can.
You're comparing children to home.
It could be way less though. It could be way less. It could be like 5% are starving.
You not been a child before? Do you think kids?
And that's probably because of like some fucking illness or whatever, or drug abuse.
Yeah, but the teacher
could be self-inflicted
for a living to find children the resources that they need. Like teachers do this all the time. They'll see a child that may be neglected, and they'll make the calls or alert people to, you know.
That is true, because I have had teachers who had stayed in class and they're like, oh, why aren't you eating? And I'm like, oh, I'm not really hungry. And they told my parents, yeah, that does happen. But it's like at that point, what Charlie Kirk is advocating is that the government should not be giving children food when there already is a problem. Like, I don't think Stevie understands. Okay, so the main problem, Stevie, if you listen to this, break it down, just show this part so he can understand. Charlie Kirk is saying that parents should pay, right? So if you remove the school, what you're saying right now about a teacher, stepping in to help the child, the school is literally the thing that they use to give kids the food already. If 17 million children don't know where their next meal is going to come and they're out of school, they're in the summer, right? That's a lot of children that are probably going to starve. Starving, again, does not necessarily mean that the child is dying, but it could mean that they're malnourished as well, which means that they are not food secure, meaning they are food insecure.
You want to call child services? You want to put them in foster care?
It may be better.
Foster care is not better than as good as people think. I've heard some very personally, and it's anecdotal, but I've heard some very bad foster home stories.
Having the shooty ass parents.
Have you looked into foster care, Stevie? Have you Googled foster care?
Mind you, that's also the government giving children food. So it's in this case, you would literally have no government help. That means no foster home giving food. That means no school giving food. That means no teacher helping the child to get food. That means you're just supposed to let that child die. If the parent is suffering, and yes, that does mean that, because if the parent isn't making enough money, they just got fired, whatever it may be, with the parent, that child will now suffer and potentially die with the fucking parent. And some parents are monsters. So it's like, I don't understand how he doesn't understand. It's very simple. Charlie Kirk is advocating that the government should not step in. So that means no foster home, no school helping, no teacher helping, no government programs helping. None. Ninguno. No.
You're
Nine.
describing these parents as ain't shit, bro. Like it is bad shit.
You want the teacher to wait till the kid's like emaciated and clearly skinned? You know what I mean? It's
what I'm
crazy.
saying. I was like,
Oh shit, he said emaciated too.
How am I saying we're waiting for the kids to be emaciated?
You are saying that though. Like you're saying like the you literally just said.
Foster care, Stevie. Have you Googled foster care?
Yeah, but you're describing these parents as ain't shit, bro. Like it is bad shit.
You want the teacher to wait till
Make the calls or the resources that they need. Like teachers do this all the time. They'll see a child that may be neglected and they'll make the calls or.
So you just said a teacher will see. How the fuck will they know that? Right? Now, unless the kid's like very low energy, you could just argue he's low energy. Now, unless he's like high energy one day, low energy the next day, you might not know. Some teachers, they don't pay attention. They're not getting paid to do this. Stevie, think.
Alert people. These parents as ain't shit, bro. Like it is.
I was like, okay, this.
How am I saying we're waiting for the kids to be emaciated?
You just said, and I quote, teachers will see that a child is neglected and therefore will make calls. How the fuck will they know that? Unless the kid says it, I'm hungry.
Teachers are aware of, well, good teachers are aware of.
And how many teachers do you think are good, Stevie? You think it's more than half?
Their students' conditions, man, and if they notice something off, yeah, I mean, maybe they.
You get 30 kids in a class, realistically, one student. Now, unless you're a professor, you get like 50, 60, 100, 200, depending on what it is. You telling me, motherfucker, gonna just like 6 cents, Spidey sense that shit like, oh, Roberto, you have problem. Come here, I give you food. Like,
notice a child looking extra hungry. It's the same thing as like if they notice a child that may be getting abused at the home. They're gonna make calls necessary to rectify.
Yeah, but that's not all the time.
The situation. They see a child that may look like they're hungry. You know what I mean? They're eating super aggressive at the cafeteria, or maybe they're going through.
There are no teachers like that in the cafeteria. I don't know if he's been in a cafeteria, but they're not teachers like that. Trust me, they're not. You got the people that are like looking, and that's it. You don't have like a teacher like, yo, Jimmy, go get food, motherfucker, because I know you're hungry.
Discover unlimited learning on Coursera. Explore professional lessons
That doesn't happen,
by
bro.
Google for you.
That doesn't happen.
Teachers are able to observe. You know what I mean? But like,
teachers are able to observe, Stevie? How the fuck are you supposed to observe a child, bro? That's fucking DK, like, just one day into it. Like, if a kid's eating every other day, would you realistically be able to tell, like, yeah, he probably have low energy, right? Malnourished and all this shit, but kid's probably gonna lie, say he's fine.
we're being nitpicky at the end of the day. Because
yes, because these are children. This is the future of the fucking country. Every country should care about the children. The children are the future. No shit, we're nitpicky.
The beginning of this conversation, we were comparing. I'm sure he's gonna leave that part out. We were comparing. Maybe I brought it up. Oh, he brought it up. He said, "How was Kirk, the same person that is pro-life and anti-abortion, so inconsiderate of the children that are suffering from, I don't know what it was, food insecurity or food uncertainty?"
Because he doesn't understand the problem. He's speaking out of his ass, bro. Guy doesn't even have some college. He doesn't have any. This guy doesn't know how to do research properly. This guy pays somebody else to he probably just watches a fucking small YouTube video and he thinks he knows everything. Guy doesn't do his own research. And if this guy wrote a book, he probably fucking wrote the fuck out of it, gave it to a professional, made it sound all interesting and shit, and boom, he has a book. Like, people like this if they tell me you're pro-life, but you say some shit like this, I'd be like, you're not pro-life. You're not. Because you don't realistically understand. Like, even Stevie, I'd be like, bro, Stevie, you don't understand the problem. Again, I'll say it one more time. If you remove the government and you only have the parents, right? And now what you're saying, the teacher doesn't have to do this. If you die, it's not the teacher's responsibility because now it's not a part of the government. If you're saying, oh, but it's a good teacher, if there's no school lunch for those kids, that means they have to bring their own lunch. And if a kid has no lunch, they're gonna call the child's parents. That doesn't mean they're gonna get them food now, right? Like maybe they might, but it's like it's not realistic for a teacher to do that all the time, right? Eventually, child services is gonna have to come in, take the kid, and then the government, because mind you, Charlie Kirk does not want government help, right? So now the parents are fucking, they're not in the picture, and now foster homes have to now feed these children. And assuming they do that right, like,
see, whatever label they created for that.
But again, this is assuming we remove it, so that means foster homes are not gonna do it now. So it's like, what the fuck? That means there's no foster homes. That means these kids just fucking die.
Right. And, I posed the question. I said, well, what do you think's worse? Abortion, the amount of abortions in America, or kids starving?
Which I would say abortion is not realistically worse, because depending on the situation, it's like, could be very fucked up. For example, some abortions, I mean, there's some parents that they could die from the baby like dies in them, even though that's like very rare. Or for an example, the C-section potentially, I don't know, could kill the fucking parent. I don't know how realistic that could happen as well. Or it'd be many problems where it's like abortion is like necessary. But then there are some people that are just not responsible, of course. Probably mostly people that aren't responsible, and they end up getting somebody pregnant.
I'll provide that clip so y'all can see when I pose that question. I haven't even looked up the stats. Just know, literally to the sense of starvation. I mean, you saw ChatGPT said starving is almost non-existent in America.
Again, even I did the calculation. Look at the calculation. This is assuming 1 in 100. If I did 1 in 1,000, obviously it would be way less. But even comparing it to abortion is like, again, it's very like a weird example, but like, what was it? I think how many abortions happen a year, I guess. I think it's like abortion rate is 14.4 abortions per 1,000 women. So it's essentially, it's not that rare. Like, it's pretty common. But yeah, these numbers aren't like, I think this is like me being generous. It would still be like casually. If I said it was like 1 in like 75, this number surpasses it. If I said, because we don't know, we don't know, right? To a T, we realistically don't know. Oh, it's 70. And then divide that by let's just say 75. Like, I beat you. It's still not good. Again, it's realistically, it's not that good. But again, it's whatever you want to believe, Stevie, that helps you sleep at night.
You guys even Google this stuff? You guys even look into it? But you speak confident.
As a mass problem, starvation is not a population problem in the U.S. Yeah, it's not. Of course, it's not a population. Affects 1% of children. This is compared to countries with famine crisis of 10-20%. In 2023, they estimate about 1 million abortions occurred in the formal healthcare system in the U.S. This is in 2023. I just searched it up right now. As of 2025 is 930,000. Alright, so the current one would still be, again, starvation is not a population level problem. Of course, I agree with that. As a mass problem, this is kind of like, and this is saying severe acute malnutrition affects 1% of children. This is a global nutritional report. That's extremely low compared to countries with famine crisis. Mind you, this is not. Oh well. Okay. So this does say U.S. So starvation is in U.S. Malnutrition affects.
What? I think this says less than 1%, or is this greater than 1%?
I forget if this means. I assume this means greater than 1% of children. That's extremely low compared to countries with famine crisis that are like 10 and 20%.
And then this is 2023.
So I've searched up. I don't know from what year this is that he's getting this. Like I would already say like this little report that he's getting. I don't know, bro. I really don't know what year this is. Like I'll search up exactly what he put up. Clinical, which again I think even searching this up is kind of like he doesn't understand that you don't have, mind you, that's saying acute, so that means like extreme starvation. There's this, so it's like you're being dishonest because now you understand that there's different levels of starvation. But you're saying like extreme, like guys like fucking dead, like he's pretty much about to die. Like it's still a problem. Whether it is like minimal starvation or high level starvation, it's still starvation. Like you'd still be infinitely wrong here. Clinical, clinical station. Like the fact that he didn't put the whole thing, it just, I don't know, it looks so weird. The way he cut this out, it just looks so fucking weird. As a mass problem.
Let's see. What did it say?
Ooh.
Interesting. But
severe which can
lead to
clinical starvation. Look, it will even agree what I'm saying.
Is a
Serious and widespread
issue
affecting
millions of children.
2023, about 13.8 children in the West. You saw the news broadcast. So I think Stevie is kind of being dishonest here just to win because he doesn't care, but he's being very dishonest here. He's being extremely dishonest. Because if he had to get a report from, like this could be a report from the 2000s. It has no year, nothing. Like, this is probably the most bad faith thing I've seen in a while. From this is horribly bad faith. I just searched it up. Clinical starvation as a mass problem for children is not commonly used as a formal public health term in the U.S., but severe food insecurity, which can lead to clinical starvation, the same thing that he's talking, is a serious and widespread issue affecting millions of children. This is in the U.S. So, 2023, about 13.8 million children lived in food insecure, meaning they lacked access to food for an active, healthy life. Nearly 2 million children under the age of 3 affected a critical development window, and in cases, caregivers reported children skipping meals or going a whole day without eating. Lack of money for food. Clinical versus is the broader issue. It includes reducing quality, variety of desirability of diet. So again, that's like you just eat bread and water. Clinical is the most severe form, right? So they're giving you different like levels to it, but it's essentially the same thing. Just one is higher. is most severe, which children experience significant weight loss, nutrition deficiencies, and physical symptoms like fatigue, stunted growth, and organ stress. While not all food insecure children are clinically starving, some, especially in the households. So some, how much is some? So in that one report, so let's say it's 10%, right? 10% of 17 million would be 1.7 million. Still more than this number, Stevie. So you still would lose, even if I, like, again, statistics or surveys often 10 to 30% of a group, right? So assuming it's that 17 million, even if I took the 1.3, right? Let's say I took the 1.3 and I said 10% of this, that's still 1.38 mil. Right? Or 1,380,000 children are dying from starvation. That would still be more than the amount of children that are being aborted in this statistic. And mind you, this one is also from 2023 as well. So I think it's a fair, honest representation, because you're saying in 2023 is 1 mil, right? That's fair. This is 2023, 13.8. I just searched it up. I did the math really fast. If you understand percentages, 10% of a million or 13.8 mil would be 1,380,000. Anyone who can do basic percentages can do that with any number, right? So that would still be more. You would be wrong. You would still be wrong. And I think this one is saying that it's like 2 million children are like under the age of 3. Nearly 2 million children under the age of 3 were affected, a critical development window. So whatever that fucking means to you, that's no bueno. That could mean that they are now gonna probably suffer for the rest of their life because they did not eat right. Oh, but we don't have a food problem. We have an obesity problem. We have both. Why is it so crazy to just say we have both? Why can't we just say, hey, we got an obesity problem, but we still have a starvation problem? Not that hard.
Against this stuff that's hurting hundreds and thousands of kids. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Mind you, this is Stevie's. This is not Abba's. It's not Stevie's. Or this is not Abba's. Because Abba's in this live debate, this was never like thrown out.
Which one is higher? Saw ChatGPT said starving is almost non-existent in America, bro.
Do you guys even Google this stuff? Do you guys even look into it? But you speak confidently against this stuff that's hurting hundreds and thousands of kids.
Yeah, but when I searched it up, it said the other. It said which can lead to clinical starvation. You saying it's non-existent is being dishonest.
And I'm like, I don't get it.
I'll ask you a question. Which one is higher, the amount of abortions in America or the amount of starving children in America?
The amount of starving kids in America.
Oh, that's cap. That's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it, but
you don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. I need you to Google it.
Okay, I'll Google it. Well, somebody Google it in the chat, bro.
Somebody Google it in the chat. Like that's crazy, bro.
Pushing the goalpost and saying children that are not getting their meals or don't know where their next meal is coming from. That's another conversation to be had. I clearly kept repeating starving.
Because it means the same shit, you just don't understand. There's levels to starving. It's not just maximum level emaciated. It's not just every kid that's starving is emaciated. There's synonyms for this. There are words that can mean other words. Right? So again, it's like
starving.
I don't think he's gonna get it, and I'm an hour plus into this. He's not gonna get it. I'm done. I I don't even want to watch this video because it's disgusting. The fact that you're even defending this is disgusting
to me because it's like,
bro, why would you like the point in conclusion? In conclusion, Charlie Kirk said parents should pay. You are saying that is not a disgusting take. Is disgusting because he is essentially saying the school is like, let's assume his world is real. The school's not paying. Foster homes don't exist now because they technically are taking care, because you just said the parents should do it, right? So because now the parents is doing it in this hypothetical world, the kids that are getting either abused, neglected, or whatever, now they're definitely going to starve, die, get killed, and there are some horrible stories of horrible parents. Now, even if you say like, oh, I'm not saying there aren't bad parents, but you're saying what he's saying is not anti-life when he's neglecting the fact that there are horrible parents out there. He's not bringing it up. If I said some information that's obviously lacking more information, obviously that means you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So him saying that and then you saying, oh, it's not disgusting because he's not, he's not giving you, well, he didn't say that. Yeah, him not saying that is bad as well. You're trying to defend a guy who didn't finish college. He's not very intelligent. Again, just because you make money doesn't make you smart. Steve Jobs made lots of money. The guy who founded McDonald's, he took the name and he's just because you're great at business does not mean you understand fucking health and all these other things. You don't. My girlfriend, she fucking does she got her bachelor's in health sciences, and I asked her, babe, do you have to be dying to be starving? She like, no. No, you don't. Because it's just, it should be common sense for every doctor. If you go, next time, Stevie, next time you go to your doctor, just ask, do you need to be dying in order to be starving? Like, if are there, like, he or she will tell you there's levels to starvation. So you could be at the most severe stage of starving where you are dying. And then it's not just like 1, 2. It's like 1.1, 0.2, 0.3. It's levels to it. It's not just not starving. You know? There's obviously hungry, lacking, malnourished, starving, whatever the fuck, right? Yada yada. But yeah, that's conclusion. If you defend that, in my opinion, yeah, that's disgusting, bro. If you don't care what other people say, I think that's kind of disgusting, especially when it comes to children. Especially when it comes to children. Like, oh, I don't care what other people think about me. It's like, bro, like, it's crazy. I would find it even more disgusting if a woman saw this and was like, oh, he cute. Oh, he hot. Like, and a lot of people have children that they don't understand health. They think they know. They think. They don't search it up. They don't. My girlfriend hates how much I search shit up. My girlfriend would be like, oh, why can't we just talk with what we currently know? Because I can admit I don't fucking know everything. That's just the facts. I don't know everything. So I'm going to search it up. There's no shame in not knowing. Be happy that you can search it up. It's essentially the same thing. Like, I'm not even kidding. The definition of synonym, word that essentially means almost the same thing. If you are almost starving, what the fuck would that even necessarily mean? You're like right there. You're almost, your body's about to start making the fat into energy so you can stay alive. You're like right there. That's what it would pretty much mean. So it's like, imagine you go 24 hours. You're a child who's way skinnier than me, weighs way less than me. Dude, kid's starving. I don't think you understand. Like, I asked the question, how long would it take? Let's just, I'm going to say an adult. I'm not going to say a child. How long would it take a adult die of starvation? No food or water. 3 to 7 days depending on the environmental conditions and individual health, how it breaks down. So three is probably like the worst, right? Death is likely due to kidney failure, electrolyte imbalance, or cardiac arrest, right? You can't, mind you, you can get kidney failure from other things that aren't just that alone, right? So I mention that because you could get it from maybe eating too much of a certain food or whatever the fuck. But again, so just looking at this, right? This is for an adult. Most people begin to experience severe dehydration, leading to organ stress, 3 to 5 days. So you would last 3 to 5 days. 5 to 7 days. Death is likely due to kidney failure in hot climates. Physical exertion, survival time may be even shorter. Now, let's look for a child. I can guarantee you for a child this will be way less. How long could a child survive without food or water? It's going to be way less. Survival timeline. Day 1, 2. Dehydration begins rapidly, especially in hot climates, or if the child is active. Day 3 to 5. Critical organ systems begin to fail. So beyond 5 days, survival is extremely unlikely without medical intervention. So just comparing these two, an adult would be like, they'd be able to survive the 5-7 days. They'd be able to survive more. Right? It's unlikely, but they could. Mind you, it says here an adult deprived of food and water to survive 3 to 7 days. Right? Here, saying 3 to 5 days. Right? So it's significantly less because you just have a 2-day window. Now, granted, there could be a kid that, you know, they could die within 2 days. It's possible. It's possible. Just the dehydration, depending on how active they are, if they're running around, dead. They're not gonna make it too long, right? So day 3 to 5. If a kid can last 2 days without eating or drinking water, which is, again, this is very unlikely that a kid would go this many days without drinking water. The water is like the most important part. But like even this, it says they have higher metabolic rates, meaning they burn through the energy and fluids faster, right? Okay, that's another thing I'd even take into account, how quickly they burn energy. And then they have smaller bodies, they lose water more quickly. They're less able to regulate temperature and blood pressure under stress. Without water, death occurs much faster, usually within days. Without food, but with water, a child might survive 1 to 2 weeks, but serious health damage begins within days. Right, so this is nothing compared to an adult that can last 3 to 4 weeks, right? Because they are underdeveloped, and that's the point. It's like the kid's already dying. Like just giving him water alone. Let's say he goes like 2 days. He's already fucking himself over. If he goes, let's say, 1 day, then another day he doesn't, or he's eating very little to anything, right? That would essentially be nothing. But again, you know, to each his own. I pray people become more aware of this stuff because they don't understand this shit is no fucking joke. It's very serious. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I'm gonna put the link to his video down below. If he watches this, I'll be surprised. I doubt he's gonna watch this. I doubt.
I doubt anybody's gonna watch this, but
Catch you guys.
later.